right, welcome back to the D&D show. I am your host Drew with my co-host Dre, and we are back to talk some hoops. Playouts are about to start. The play-in started last night. Two great games. I did not see the games, but I did see the replay and like the highlights and whatnot. I did see two classic games. I couldn't stay up. Work was driving me crazy. My boy LaMelo balled out apparently. He also apparently was in some controversy as well. So, but before we go any further, man, how's it going, bro? How's it going?
Blessed and highly favored, man. Blessed and highly favored. Crazy enough, a couple months away from a 1-year-old birthday party, so that's wild to think about. Just a couple months away, right around the corner, which I know is crazy for you too, because you were at the baby shower. So yeah,
Man, that joint was
it went by
lit,
fast.
man.
Yeah,
It was
baby
lit,
showers
man.
aren't always the best, but yeah, they made it a good
Ours was
time.
lit.
So
Yeah,
so hopefully the birthday will be just as fun. And I'll get you an invite in case you want to come out to that too. I'll
what?
get something in the mail, or I don't know.
For what?
Oh, so her 1-year-old birthday party's coming up in
Her
July. So I'll
1 year old
see
what?
you.
Her birthday?
Yeah, bro, it's in
Yeah.
July. Yeah, already,
Yeah, what you mean?
already.
Of
Yeah,
course I
yeah.
want an
So
invite. What you mean?
like I said, I'll see you an invite when they're ready.
Uh,
I
I
got
didn't
you. I
realize it
got
was
you.
almost a year already.
That's what I was saying. It's crazy,
Uh,
right?
I did not
It
realize
flies, bro. It flies.
it.
It flies.
Okay.
It'll be
Wow.
a year in July, man. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
so you're an
crazy.
expert at this point. I mean,
I feel like it. I feel like I'm a pro pretty much at this point. I got this parenting thing down. It's
nothing to it, right?
piece of cake, bro. If you need any tips, let me know. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So, as of
'Cause-
many years from now, that's for sure.
yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, but
But
what else? Oh yeah, so yeah, my day was lit. The baby shower was lit. I've had a lot of fun over the last couple of weeks. I've had incredible. I spent money I don't have. My credit card is almost at the max. But I have been having fun. I've had a lot of fun over the last 3-4 weeks. Like incredible amount of fun with multiple, because I have multiple friend groups, right? So I had friends with some of the hood dudes. I had a crazy night with the hood homies. I had a crazy night with the civilized college dudes. I had a night with the family. I had a night with the the overly proper dudes, that's the work kind of dudes. I had a good time with them too. So it's like, yeah, I just had, and church people. And I had a bunch of church events that were lit. Block
okay.
parties, ice cream truck. So my church, we do this ice cream truck ministry thing where we go around with this ice cream truck and give around free ice cream at all these events. So
Oh, that's dope.
yeah,
Nice.
yeah. Yep. Yeah. So of course they love me. I'm the guy giving out the free ice cream. So I'm like, I'm the
Of
man.
course.
Like for like 2 hours, or 3 hours, whatever. So yeah. So yeah. So that's the way that we reach the community. We just, we don't try to push our beliefs on them. We just give them ice cream. If you want to talk about something, feel free. Otherwise, grab your ice cream and go on. So yeah,
That's
been pretty lit,
that's
man. Pretty
cool.
lit. I've had so much fun, dude. Spent a lot of money. I know I'm gonna have to pay for it eventually. I'm saying I've been broke my whole life. Hey, obviously, it ain't called to me yet. I mean, I was homeless a couple times. All right. Anything special lately for you?
Not really, man. Not really. Just same old, man. It's just you get into a routine. It's just work and doing different stuff with the baby, watching her grow. She's saying dada a lot now. I don't think she realizes she's saying it, but she's saying that. So that's dope. Um, she's crawling more. So just hitting milestones, man. Just hitting milestones, and she's sleeping great. I feel blessed about that. So yeah, it's all baby stuff over here pretty much, but it's nice, man. It's nice. And I think I got the little like court in my backyard, and I think that was the
Yeah.
best thing I ever did, because she's gonna grow up and be able to play. I got a way to relieve stress when I need to. So yeah, that's one of the best things. Best One of the best things money could buy for sure.
Just reminded me that I didn't bring up the Laker game because we haven't had a pod since the Laker game. So
Mm,
to all the Laker fans that said Twitter fans, I met a couple of Twitter people that I knew from Twitter that was in town, I guess, at the Magic game.
that's dope. That's cool.
Yeah, so we took over. We took over that entire stadium. It was incredible how many Laker fans there. It was like 15,000 Laker fans. It was insane.
It was a
Literally, they
home game.
broke Uber, and it was a game winner. And it said we hadn't beat Magic in since 2023. It was a game winner, and I got to see LeBron. I was scared that I wasn't going to ever see LeBron before he retired. I finally got to
Yeah,
see. I got to
true.
see LeBron play. in person. I got to see Luka and Austin. Of course, Austin, the one that is the one that had the best game and was balling out that day. So like favorite player on the team is the dude that shows out. So it was incredible. And Luka is just as slow as he looks on TV. He is just as slow. It is incredible, but it's like everybody's at his speed.
Can't stop
So
him, bro.
it's
Can't
incredible.
stop
You can't speed him up, but he is just as slow as he looks on TV.
him.
It's incredible. He's just huge. He's 6'7", and he's a huge. He's not a guard. He just plays guard because he has guard skills. But he's not the traditional guard side. That dude his feet are humongous, and he's an incredible thing to watch. LeBron's incredible thing to watch. And I didn't have any money to go to this game. I put it on the credit card and said I borrowed somebody from family, and said I couldn't afford to go, but I didn't care. Like this is an experience that you can't put money on an experience like this. This is a night I'll never forget. I'll never forget that night. It's a night that I'll never forget. One of the greatest nights ever. Game winner. You celebrate with a whole bunch of Laker fans. They only play in LA or in Orlando once a year, so this is the one time I get to see the Lakers every year. Just incredible experience. Incredible. But I guess on that note, we can get right into the Lakers. So I was on a high horse, for a while with the Lakers because we were rolling.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, this happened again. This is an injury decision. Luka pulls his hamstring. Literally, I didn't mention this. I pulled my hamstring literally a week or maybe a couple days before Luka or after Luka did. So literally, we both have a pulled hamstring. And I'm out 4 to 6 weeks. I went to see Tito and everything. He basically confirmed it. So I'm only training people right now. I work from anywhere I want. But I'm not even training. So right now I'm just gaining weight every day. By the time I get back in the ring, I'm gonna be 150. I'm gonna have to drop 20 pounds. Dang. Because I ain't changing my diet. I refuse to. God already took away too much stuff. I'm not making any more sacrifices. So I'm gonna have my candy. I'm gonna have my food. I'm gonna eat exactly the same way, and then I'll just have to work harder when I get.
To lose it back, yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, Lakers were rolling, and then Luka got injured and Austin got injured, and now basically LeBron's by himself. Our season's basically over. I don't see us winning around without Luka or Austin.
They're not gonna make it back by the time y'all start y'all playoff series.
We got
a couple weeks. Dang.
No, they're out indefinitely. That was the last report. So that means that the evaluation didn't go well for either one of them. So we don't even have a set timeline for when they're gonna be back. They're supposed to be, But I saw something.
Who y'all looking out in the first round?
The Rockets. I mean, is it the Rockets? Yeah, the Rockets.
Okay, yeah, I think that might be a wrap. Yeah, I don't think y'all got enough without the two.
The oldest man in the world is stuck with all these athletes. Like that team is nothing but a bunch of athletes. That's a horrible matchup for LeBron.
Yeah, that's gonna be a rough series, bro. Yeah.
So it's just like, man, we'll be lucky to win a game or two. It's very disappointing.
Yeah, it might be one of those gentleman sweeps. Unfortunately.
Yeah. You want to talk about your Pistons before we talk about the whole thing?
Yeah, I mean, I got a little bit better news for the Pistons. Obviously, we had the Cade injury that left him ineligible for any regular season awards, which sucks. I think he ended up being a game short, which is crazy, but is what it is. The rule will probably get adjusted next year because of this. They might call it the Cade Cunningham rule. Who knows? So that's disappointing. Same thing with Luka. He's gonna fall short.
They're doing a lawsuit.
Yeah. I saw they're trying to sue. Yeah. But hey, man, they got enough money that Luka's making them, so they might as well go to bat for him. You know what I mean? Like, it is what it is. But in any event, Cade is back. And I think he got back for like the last 3 regular season games, which is awesome because you just want to see him get back into shape. And I watched all of them the first 2 games. He didn't look like he was there. In the 3rd game, finally, I'm like, okay, I can see it. I can see the same Cade that was there before the injury. So I'm like, okay, that's great. You get a little bit more rest until we get into this first round, and I'm looking forward to it. I did get to see us play against the Hornets, which was great because it was an important game for them for seeding. So I do think like we kind of got their best effort. It'd be different if like seeding didn't matter for them or the last couple games didn't matter, but we won that game pretty easily without like needing to play heavy minutes on our starters because we had already had the first seed wrapped up. So I'm happy about that, just in case the Hornets do advance, because they got a real good chance of advancing and
I
might
mean, I
end up
hope
playing
that
against
happens because
us.
then I get to see my favorite player play against y'all. But I'm
Yeah,
not going to miss a single
yeah,
game. So if y'all play the
yeah,
Hornets, I'm not going to miss a single game. But if y'all play
yeah.
somebody
And
else, I
that
might
might
not watch y'all first round.
and that might be the matchup. That might be the matchup, unless I mean Paul
Oh,
George,
actually, I
Maxi
might be
can
able to go to a Magic game if
go
the
off.
Magic. I might be
Well,
able to
yeah,
go there.
that's what I
I
was
didn't.
that's what I was talking to Tito about. I was
I
like,
didn't
yeah, I
realize.
mean,
Yeah, I
y'all
could.
might if y'all
I,
make it through, maybe y'all can, play
I should be
against.
rooting for the. Yeah, I should be rooting for the Magic.
You should be,
Yeah,
so you can go to a game.
yeah,
But
yeah.
who actually wants to see the Magic? But yeah,
No, it's just the experience, bro. It's just
yeah.
that in-game experience. That
I
is
went. I went
is
when you remember the year that Kawhi was on the Raptors. Was he only
yeah,
there for a year? I
yeah.
went to see. I went to see the Raptors versus the Magic in the playoffs. It was dope. Kawhi is just like you was talking about. Luka Kawhi is huge, and I can't imagine seeing LeBron because Kawhi looked like an absolute like superhuman. So I'm sure LeBron looks even crazier in real life.
It's
Um,
insane. It's insane.
and I remember the one thing I remember from that game was that Siakam was a baller, bro. Siakam was killing the Magic, man. He was killing them. And he has some games like that for the Pacers here and there where he's killing them. But
Yeah, we know you
long
like.
story,
We didn't talk about him. We argue about this man.
yeah,
No
he's a
way.
baller. He's a
No
baller.
way.
Like y'all heard that from old podcasts. Like he's a baller, man. He's a baller. But yeah, in any event, I'm happy with the way the Pistons ended the season. I think it was really nice to get 60
Kept them on number
wins.
one seed. Pretty impressive.
Yeah, number one seed. Really nice to get 60 wins. And to me, I think the biggest threat in the East is the Celtics. I think that's pretty obvious. And the other
Hmm.
teams, I think we got a good chance of beating anybody else in a 7-game series. Like, not saying it's guaranteed, but we got a good chance. Got a good team. So
I'll probably take
I'm
the
happy
Knicks
about
over
that.
y'all. That's about it.
I mean, I
But I
think
worry
if
about
you,
scoring for y'all. That's why I worry about it,
I
scoring.
I
In the
do,
playoffs,
but I
you
think
need to
I
be
think
able
the
to
reason
score.
I have confidence in us against the Knicks is because we should have beat them last year. But I'm not going to get into that. Bad officiating. So we should have beat them last year, and I think we're better as a team. Maybe not better scoring wise, but I think we're better as a team defensively. So
No doubt about it.
yes. So to me,
I'm just saying in the playoffs,
yeah,
one-on-one scoring is super important.
yeah. And Cade's got that. So if Cade's healthy, I'm
But
happy with
you
him
need another
going 1-on-1.
you need two. You know what I'm saying? You need two. You know what I'm saying? That's what
Yeah.
you need
Well,
two.
you haven't been watching the Pistons and you haven't seen
No, I
Dennis
haven't.
Jenkins, right?
No,
Then
I haven't
so
watched.
Dennis Jenkins with Cade out was almost dropping triple doubles with like 20 points.
Yeah.
So I'm like, that's what we got off the bench. So and he was just getting buckets. And it was mainly off pick and roll. But if you're playing the Knicks, that's all you really want to do is pick and roll on them, because if they're gonna play Brunson and Towns, you're gonna kill them. You know what I mean? Like neither one of them can guard. So I mean, the Knicks have a strong team overall, and they can really beat anybody on a given night. But I actually like the way we match up with the Knicks.
Why worry about the
I
next
don't
two?
like the
They're number
Celtics because
two.
they just shoot the ball. Like they could just shoot you out of the game, the Celtics. So
Yeah.
that I worry about. But the
That's the way the
Knicks,
Hornets play.
yeah, yeah. But the thing about the Celtics though, and like this is the one thing the Hornets I don't think have, is like the Celtics can like lock up on defense too. You know what I mean? Like who do you? I guess Pritchard maybe. Like who do you go at on their defense? You don't really like go at Brown. You don't really like go at Tatum. You could see. Well, you didn't watch the game, but there were times during the Hornets game where they were just attacking LaMelo, and they were just like, "All right, bro. Like we just going at Melo. We don't have Bam, so we can't just go to Bam." And they were attacking Melo, and it was effective. Like they had to either bring help or Hero was like scoring. Or Davion Mitchell, actually, if you were to watch that game, Davion Mitchell was basically getting to the rim at will. So that was one of the things. And it didn't matter if it was Knipple guarding him or LaMelo, like he was just getting to the rim and getting
They
layups.
don't have great one-on-one defenders besides Miles. What's his name?
Yeah, I feel like Bridges and Brandon Miller, I think is his
Brandon
name.
Miller
I
should
think
be a good defender, but he's
yeah.
not. He should be.
Yeah.
He has the
So
size and
so those
athleticism.
yeah, those two guys I feel like okay, maybe you'll struggle to score against them, maybe not. I think Cade will kill Brandon Miller in a matchup. I don't know how he'll do against Bridges because Bridges is probably a little stronger, but
Brandon Miller's too
I've
small
seen
for Cade.
I've seen Cade post up OG, and I'm like, okay, I don't know who can guard this dude because like
Yeah,
who's
because he's an
posting up
oversized
OG?
point guard. Yeah, he's an
Yeah,
oversized
exactly,
one.
exactly.
So
So
there's no
he's
good matchup for him.
yeah, so he's our like when we need one-on-one scorers. Like if he's gonna be healthy, I'm happy with that.
You
And
got yes. That's what I'm saying. It's going to be up
yeah,
to your number two. Like that number two guy has to be. It's just like the OKC with Jalen. Like the minute Jalen took that next step, that's when that team was the.
yeah,
That's when they
I
became a
don't think we.
championship team.
I think it's gonna change from night to night with us because like when you talk about like our number two scorer and who can just go get us a bucket,
Who's
Dennis
going to?
Jenkins. Dennis
Yeah,
Jenkins has been doing that, but also Tobias Harris has been
yeah,
doing it for us too.
that
He's
yeah.
actually been playing really well for
Yeah,
us.
like he not you. You're not gonna be able to trust him. I just let you know right now.
You don't think so?
You're not gonna be able to trust Tobias Harris in the
He's been
playoffs.
consistent all year,
This is what he
bro.
does. He convinces
He's
people. This
mature.
is what he is very good at.
Well,
This. He's been
yeah,
stealing money from teams for years.
we'll
This
see.
man's a
But
thief. He's a
yeah,
criminal
but
con artist.
the biggest thing is trying to just translate the way we played in the regular season to the playoffs to some extent because we were getting our points on fast breaks because we got a lot of steals. I think we were like number 2 in steals and number 2 in blocks or something like that. Some crazy defensive numbers. So it's like if we could keep doing that and just get points in transition, I'm not too worried. And if you actually watch like our offensive sets, we actually look good on offense. It's a lot of cutting, a lot of screening, so like
Well,
any offense, but it's real effective as long as we got one or two shooters, and we've had some people that have been able to step up and shoot the ball. Like
it's gonna
it's a
have to
lot.
be a Sixers run. It's gonna be a 2001 Sixers run. That's what it's gonna have to be. You're gonna have to rely on one dude to carry the offense and then just lock up. Like that's what the Sixers did in
Well,
'01. That's
well,
what you
I
got.
don't.
Eric Snow, Jeremy Key, those dudes, McTumbo, with just a whole bunch of role players. 'Cause I don't know that your Dennis Jenkins, you can trust him to be your sidekick, your Jalen Williams. I don't know.
He's
You
gonna
can
be
trust
like he's gonna be like six man, but I think I think obviously you didn't watch the games at the end,
unless it's Jaden Ivey.
but
Unless it's going to
but
be Jaden
Kate,
Ivey. I don't know who's the second.
we don't have Ivy anymore. He's gone. But
But yeah, that's
But
right.
if you watch the last like 5 to 10 games, the games that Cade were out, they were really important. And we might have lost like 2 of the last 10 games that he was in there. But if you watch, like they were able to spread the wealth, and the ball didn't stick that much. The ball didn't
Right, but in
stick
the playoffs, it's
until
different. Playoffs is different. It's like a different sport. Playoffs, you can game plan. The teams are game planning against you. So they're going to be able to. You're not going to be able to make play like consistently just do the same thing. You're going to have to make adjustments, and that's why one-on-one players become so important in the playoffs because there is no adjustment to me being one-on-one beating you. There's no adjustment to that. It's just make or miss, or
you
double
have to
team,
like
or take the ball out of my
you
hand.
double.
You know what I'm saying? Or you just take, you know what I'm saying? Unless you do the Steph Curry double me at half court type of thing, or, you know what I'm saying, trap. There is no defense to that. So everybody knows your sets. Everybody's going to be able to game plan. You need to be able to score consistently in a half court setting because the game slows down. You know, we all know how this works. If you're so good on defense and you're turning people over the way OKC was last year, then you won't have to be a great scoring team. But your defense has to create turnovers, and like you said, and you're gonna have to score out in transition on a consistent basis. It's just hard to do in the playoffs because
but I guess
they're not going to turn the ball over.
But I guess the thing that I'm not worried about that like not being able to score is because like we won. Well, first we won 60 games against mostly the East teams because that's who you play. So I'm not worried about like not being able to score. Or the offense, because I guess because I've watched the last 6 or.
I'm saying you should be
I guess because I just watched. I guess because
worried.
I've watched the last games of the season, and the only teams I'm worried about are in the West. I'm gonna be honest, because OKC is tough, even though we played them without Cade and almost won that game. The team I'm worried about the most is the Spurs.
Boston.
I would say this. I would say the Spurs in Boston because they can shoot the three. Because we talked about this earlier with the Pistons. They like to score on the inside. So to me, to beat the Pistons, like I mean, obviously you got to outscore anyone to beat them, but to beat the Pistons, I think you got to just outscore us, you know? So when we played against the Hornets, they started off the game so well against us because they were just hot from the 3-point line. But then when they started missing threes and we started getting rebounds and running in transition, like we started blowing them out because we can rebound. So you're only getting one shot. And once we get that rebound, like we like to run in transition. And like you said, you don't get as much as that in the playoffs, but I think over the season, like we've proven we can beat these teams because we
Yeah,
got 60 wins. So I'm
yeah,
not worried
yeah,
about it.
yeah. And
But
that's because you're playing a bunch of other random teams. It's not the regular season is not a good reflection of the playoffs because you're playing the same team over and over and over again. It's a completely different type of matchup and mindset. So you
no,
can
for
win
sure.
a
For
bunch of
sure.
games, a bunch of bad teams. It's not going to help you in the playoffs. I'm saying that for you guys, you're going to have to turn people over. Like it's not going to be just good enough to play good defense for y'all. Y'all going to have to be able to turn people over because I worry about your ability to score enough points, like to win these games in the playoffs when the game slows down. And that's it, because you're gonna have to score in transition. You're gonna have to. That's the way. That's the only way I see you guys getting to the end here is if you guys defensively are like, and then also because you guys are new to, I guess, this top of the league stuff. You haven't really earned the respect of the referees. So we don't know that when you guys go to playoffs, they're gonna let you do the same stuff that OKC and Indiana was able to do throughout the playoffs. You don't know that they're gonna earn that respect. They may end up changing the way the whistle, and then you guys can't defend the way you used to, and now you're really in trouble because you rely on your defense, and there's no really way to change the way you guys play to be an offensive team. I don't think you guys have the scorers to do that. But
Yeah.
again,
I
I
mean,
don't watch y'all because it's not like I watch y'all, so I don't.
yeah. Yeah. I think the Spurs team that you saw, like with Ginobili, Tim Duncan, Tony Parker. Yeah, like there was individual scores, but they also had a crazy system where they shared the ball and they got a lot of points. And that's kind of how we had to play when Cade went out. And it was beautiful basketball. Like we were scoring a ton of points. Everyone was chipping in. I found out that we actually have a couple players that can hit threes. Um, and a lot of times, like you would see Duran bringing the ball up the court, which creates all kinds of issues because now your center is at the 3-point line and we can get to the rim because there's no one protecting the rim. Do you have to guard Duran out to the 3-point line? No, but you have to get into a stance because he's quick enough to get past most of the centers. And if you put somebody smaller on him, then he's strong enough to get past them too. So
And you still have to guard him
like
anyway because he can
yes,
dribble
and you
DHOs.
have yes,
DHOs.
and you have exactly. So as far as the one-on-one scoring, yes, I agree. We don't have a second one-on-one scorer, but
Who was that dude that
I
was
don't
lighting us up?
I
Who
don't
was
think
that?
it's
Who was
it
the dude
was
was that Dennis that was lighting
it
us
was
up?
it was Dennis Jenkins. So
It's
and
okay.
he's
If he plays like that, then y'all ain't got no worries. If that's
well,
who he is.
well, that's who he's been for the last like for when Cade was out, basically when we needed a guard to carry us, like he's been carrying us. Like
Oh yeah.
he's
Well, if he
been
keeps it
he's
up in the
been
playoffs, then
he's
yeah.
been getting double doubles. But the thing is, and he's going to be like a six man though. But at
But
times,
that's okay. It doesn't matter if your
but
six man comes off the bench.
but also but also
Oh, man.
at but also at times, I think he's going to play with Cade as well because I think teams are going to, just like you said, if Cade's having a great game, like they're going to throw two players at him.
You're
Then
gonna
he's
have to
going to be the
stagger
one
them
that's
though.
going to be able to make plays on the other end.
Yeah. He's gonna have to be staggered. You're gonna have to stagger those two. You can't. There should be no time when one of them is out on the floor. If he's your second best scorer, then one of them has to be on the floor at some point.
Yeah,
You need to
yeah. I mean,
stagger.
I think that's how it's
Otherwise,
going. I think that's how it's going to be, and I think it's going to depend on how Levert plays in the playoffs if he shows up, because
yeah. I was about
he's
to
like
bring
the
him up
third. Yeah, he's like the
because
third one that can just go get a bucket, I guess you could say. So
he
he'll
can't
be
be
the
trusted.
other one. Yeah, well, he's the
Do you
third
remember
option
him?
as far as
So
like the guard. So he's the third option. So yeah,
remember in
he's.
Brooklyn? Do you remember him
Nope.
in Brooklyn? So he had this coming out party in Brooklyn in the playoffs. Do you remember
Yeah,
this?
he was balling.
And
Yeah,
then all of a sudden now he can't play. The next year he was terrible in Cleveland. I think he was
yeah,
in Cleveland, and he was wherever else he was at. I don't know what. Like that's what I mean about Dennis Jenkins. These dudes can ball out in the regular season and then disappear in the playoffs just randomly, or they could just show up in the playoffs like Karis LeVert did that year that he was balling. So I worry about dudes that aren't proven, that are kind of small guards. I worry about
Yeah.
them in the playoffs because the minute their
Yeah,
jumpers start
it's
falling, they lose their confidence and everything.
yeah, to me every series is just different. And that's the thing about the playoffs is like, okay, so you're saying like we don't have enough one-on-one scoring, but it really just depends on the matchup because if we're playing the Knicks, for example, right? Brunson cannot guard Cade, so obviously you don't have like OG Anunoby or
Right,
Josh Hart take that matchup, right?
right.
But to me, it almost has to be OG because I've seen the strength that Cade has, and Josh Hart can't guard him. So it's
Josh,
gonna have to be OG. So
Josh Hart
to
can guard
me,
him. Yeah, nah, Josh Hart you got it. You got it.
all right, we'll
Josh
see.
Hart's super strong. He plays
We'll see.
power forward on defense. Like
Okay, we'll see if we get there. So
he,
it'll be
he
it'll have to be OG. So with that being said, the matchup for Duran, do you start Mitchell Robinson and drop Towns? Because then that's fine. Okay, maybe you slow us down defensively, but then you're hurting on offense because you don't have Towns and you're not spacing the floor. So we can actually really lock in on defense and get some buckets in transition. So to me, it's the matchup that matters, and that's the reason why I'm like, okay, the Celtics are the team that worry me because they can probably match up with us and they can shoot the heck out of the ball. That's the only thing that scares me. Like the other teams, I'm like, okay, maybe we can't get it one-on-one scoring, but I'm like, you have to guard Cade and you have to guard Duran. If you don't have a matchup for one of those two, then you're going to end up doubling and people are going to get hit open shots eventually. Playoffs or not, like eventually, or you're getting taken out and somebody else is going to shoot. So I do like some of the additions that we have. Like I know a couple players that I've seen throughout the season. I'm like, your shot has been inconsistent. There's no way that you're just going to catch fire in the playoffs. But I trust Duncan Robinson to hit some shots here and there. I trust Tobias Harris, even though you don't, to hit some shots here and there. He's been great. His post game for us has been great. So I'm excited, man. I'm excited. Basically, I've been watching my team all year.
number one team.
I've been watching my team all year. I was disappointed with how we were defending the three all year, which is why the Celtics scare me. But other teams in the East, like I'm not saying they can't beat us, but I'm confident, man. Feel good.
Good.
I feel good.
Good. All right. Well, I guess I don't know that I can speak too much about the rest of the playoffs, but I expect OKC to win the title again. I see that the only threat to them, to me, is the Spurs.
Healthy Spurs are winning the title if they can stay healthy. Well, it's really all about Wemby. If Wemby stays healthy, I think they can win it. I think they will win it. I might as well just go ahead and put it on the line. I think they will win it if he stays healthy. Yeah, but if he gets injured, but if he gets injured, then yeah, like
of course,
it's over. It's over.
If Shea gets injured, OKC's not winning. Let me just say it now. If Shea gets injured,
well, I mean, I think that one's timing though, like because I think someone, I don't know who said this, but someone said if you put Pods from the Warriors in place of Shea, that OKC would still win 50 games. Yeah, and I'm like, you're not wrong because their team is ridiculous. Like they have it. No, they're not wrong. They would. They said 50. They said 50 games. Yeah, no. I think they would still win. No. So yes, they was. I think they was. No, their team is.
Replace Shea with who?
If everyone Pods, I think, or whatever his name is.
But Dempsey, yeah, you got the disrespectful to Shea.
No, it's not even. No, that's not disrespectful to Shea. That's hyping up their team. That's saying how good their team is as a team. Yes, that's all that is. It's not even disrespectful to Shea. It's just saying how good their team is. That's just
they're 120 something games in a row with like 30 points or something crazy like that. Is there a Brooke Wilt's record like this year?
No, he's ridiculous. He's ridiculous. But so are they as a team. Do you not? They have two guards, Cason Wallace, and who is the other guy? So
there's Cason Wallace games in the East. They're not winning 50 games in the West.
There's Cason Wallace, and then there's another guard that are good enough to be starters on other teams in the NBA. Like they are that nice coming off the bench.
They're deep for sure.
Yes, Cason Wallace and somebody else. I forgot the guard's name, but they're good enough to be starting on other teams. And then you have Lou Dort, who's defending and shooting threes, and then you have Chet, who's I don't know how to explain this dude, but he's got a crazy defensive impact, kind of like Wemby does, and he can shoot the three, and he gets buckets inside and rebounds. Like, and then you have J-Dub, both J-Dubs, So yeah, they'd win
No,
50 games
ain't
with
no way.
they'd
Ain't
win
no
50
way.
games without Shy.
Ain't
Yeah,
no
they
way.
would. They would, bro. And
One,
I'm
two,
like,
three, four,
Pods, you
five
don't even have
teams
to
in the West won 50 games this year. Five
5
teams in the
teams.
West.
All
Five
right,
teams in the West won 50
how
games. Like,
many?
no.
I mean, who got the lowest amount of those wins?
Rockets 52.
The Rockets got 52.
Yeah, Timberwolves had 49. Like, there's no way they would win. There's no way.
Timberwolves
They would
have
have
49.
49. And they had their players all year.
Ant missed
So
a
they would be
decent amount
just
of
as good as
games.
the Timberwolves if they did have Shea. That's insane. No way, dude. No way. They're deep. I'll give you. They're deep. Ain't no way.
I don't know.
Dude.
Somebody did say it. The West is tough. Would they be able to beat the Spurs? No, because they could barely beat the Spurs with Shea. But I think they have a chance against every other team on every night without Shea. I think their team is that good, bro.
No, I think
they really are.
It's a trickle down effect.
Good.
It's a trickle down effect. Those dudes will not.
They get more shots because Shea gets all the attention. I get it.
It's like the thing with Steph. Clay would not be Clay if it wasn't for Steph. Okay, Clay deserved. Steph was made his entire career. He would not be the player that he was if it wasn't for Steph. He'd just be another 3-and-D shooter.
He would have had a solid career.
He would have been a regular average 3-and-D shooter. He would have been like there's been plenty of dudes like that.
Well, I mean that's like what Sean Marion and Stoudemire with Steve Nash kind of.
No, I guess who would be like Raja Bell. Raja Bell that's what he was. 3-and-D. Great defender, great shooter. And that Clay couldn't do anything else. Literally can't do anything else. He could barely dribble. Like
I don't know.
And he's gonna be a Hall of Famer.
Obviously, I think that's harsh. I think Raja Bell's harsh because of how many threes Clay has hit in a game. Obviously, and how many threes he's hit over his career. Raja Bell's tough because Raja Bell.
But they weren't playing like that.
They weren't playing real consistent
like that. They weren't playing like that.
Raja Bell's a crazy comparison though. That's crazy.
They're the same type of player.
That's wild. You gotta say like Kyle. You gotta say like Kyle Korver or something.
Kyle Korver's a terrible defender. He's got to be a two-way player. Kyle Korver, I can't because
but Clay was still like one of the best shooters of all time. Defender. Still, though, he was, and he was also an elite shooter. You can't take that away just because he doesn't.
Raja Bell was an elite shooter, bro. He was like a 40% shooter.
I don't know. Was he
Raja
really?
Bell?
Okay, but how many threes did he hit a game? How many threes did Clay average a game in his prime?
They didn't shoot that many threes back in the day. They didn't shoot threes like that.
Bro,
I'm trying to think who was the player that's like this. I want to say like
you can't. I don't think you could compare him.
It's kind of hard because
he's hit so many threes.
Typically, they're not elite shooters when they're that good of defenders. He is a unique talent in that way because he is a lockdown defender and he's shooter.
He was
because typically those are the slow white dudes that are always the great shooters, and then
like Khan?
Usually you don't get both unless there's a wing like a Trevor Ariza, but he's not a wing. Clay really
like
is
Khan
not a wing.
Or Duncan Robinson for us, maybe.
Derek Fisher, but he's way better than Derek Fisher. So it's like,
he
was an all-star.
It's hard to compare him, though, because he was a good player. And
it's hard to compare.
Yes, his career would have been way different without Steph. I agree with that, but it's hard to find a comparison for Clay because Clay was a really good player.
It's a hard. I'm trying to think of players off the top of my head. It's kind of
hard to compare. It's hard because he was pretty unique in the fact that he could play really good defense and he could really, really shoot the ball. So yeah.
I don't even know how we got on the tangent about this play.
Me either, man. Me either.
I'm about to put this Magic game on. It's already on, but I'll start watching it.
Same. Wish us luck in the playoffs. Good luck to y'all. Take out the Rockets, bro.
Say a prayer for Lakers fans. We're struggling right now.
Hey, Bronny might get some playoff minutes, man. Shout out to him.
All right.
All right, bro. One.